Metal Slug.
Here we are. Anyway, I'm gonna have to turn that up eventually. We got to get the hype train going for the train faction, you know. Oh, true, yeah, quite true. G-Well, thanks for the $5 Canadian dues. Real quick, any final predictions for the stream? I don't know anything about any of the other IPs the GW makes, really. So I'm an open book on those. Everyone says it's CHORFS. So there it is. Is it the OBR from Tomb Kings kind of CHORFS, where they're almost unrecognizable? Or are they just straight out of the old world and into Age of Sigmar? I guess we'll have to find out. Or is it not, and it's like Lumineth Fire Temple or something? Zenith, if you will. And everyone gets fucking psyched. What's the crime? Playing as a dwarf? A succulent chaos dwarf? Wouldn't it make more sense for CHORFS to be in the old world? Yes. Which is why it was confusing to me when they said AOS was getting them. Because I'm like, damn, that's an old world army. They should put that in old world. Everybody excited for them plays that game anyway. I don't know. But look, sometimes no one can predict the things GW does, not even GW. Your uncle runs game shop, and he told me it's Space Chaos Scaved Dwarfs. Oh, nice. Loads, man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are very excited to welcome you today to the big summer Warhammer preview. My name is Adam Troke. I'm joined by my friend and colleague Eddie Eccles, and it's our delight.
Hey, are we getting some?
Yeah, very exciting. We have a big preview.
Some
today.
interlacing.
Are
we getting some interlacing issues here? Are you seeing that? Is it just the stream?
You involved, which is let us know where in the world you're from. I do it every time, and I always enjoy the answer. And while
Also,
you start punching in your,
in case it's somehow ogres, even though there's no chance of that, I've come prepared. I'm prepared just in case.
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of Horus Heresy hobby.
There's no way. There's no way it would
I
happen.
did, and I
But
did.
just in
So I've
case,
got,
we're
some white
ready.
scars on my table.
We're ready
I've got them all
for it.
Sprayed up, and I've started painting a jet bike. But you,
international
Our social team.
that manage our various sort of social media places.
Warhammer Fra, Warhammer Ida,
get involved in the conversation,
Warhammer
the
Espies,
language which suits you,
Warhammer
knock
Duh,
yourself out. They're really
and
lovely
Warhammer
people. They're really engaged and want to, sort of make sure that you get to hear about Warhammer.
I love interacting with social teams.
And if you speak English or you're willing to take a pot shot at it,
yeah, let's do it.
Oh, the old world.
First up, we have brand new units for the Tomb Kings of Khemri. This is a new multi-part plastic kit that makes the Royal Heralds.
Looks like what it's supposed to look like.
You have a battle standard bearer, and you have a new hero / lord. You could make that and call it a Tomb Prince or a Tomb King. I think it's up to you. You get a battle standard, which you can put on either thing. So if you fancy a faster moving battle standard, stick it on the horse guy. If you fancy him like standing around in one of your big regiments of skeleton warriors or tomb guard, then
yeah, this is kind of how I feel about all the Tomb Kings that I've seen so far. I'm like, yep, that looks exactly what I think they're supposed to look like.
Yeah, I love this battle standard. That kind of weird scorpion. Both the paint scheme and the model itself are very cool.
I'm not interested, but they look like what they're supposed to look like, I think.
A faster one. If you've got lots of chariots or something in your army,
yeah.
You can mix them in. I would imagine there's a fair
Nice
bit
banner.
of customizability between this kit and some of the other Tomb Kingy bits as well.
Yes, yeah, not just within this kit itself, but also I think things like the Tomb Guard, for example. So this isn't the only new plastic kit coming for the Tomb Kings of Khemri. We also have the Leech Priests, who are fundamental to the workings, literally, of the Tomb Kings.
Yeah, you absolutely need Lich Priests in your army if you've got a Tomb King's army. Your
Got a
army
big
only
buzzard
won't
up there.
because you had Lich Priests. It's their job to kind of keep the magic flowing that keeps your army marching forward. Again, this is a multi-part kit. There's some lovely options on these. You can see they're perhaps a little bit less dead than some of the other Khemri, but they're still very definitely desiccated. Definitely spent far too long in the desert.
Are these new sculpts? They are for sure new
I love the
sculpts.
vulture on the top of the staff.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for bringing that back.
They couldn't get stuff that looked like this
animated creatures that have
back when Old
come
World
alive
was
with the
made.
magic of the rituals.
I think you were saying as well that looks like it's right out of.
They're
some
new,
Warhammer
meant
art.
to look old. So see how they made the horse look goofy a little bit, but it's supposed to.
The perfect angle. He just looks like the artwork, and I mean that is the highest possible compliment.
The RoboCop phase.
Veterans might be wondering if that's extra armor on the skeletal steed. It certainly is. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But yes, you can have a barded skeletal steed, which I think might be quite useful if you're used to terrible armor saves in your Tomb King's army. guess we can talk about that now. If we go across to also coming out is a new Arcane Journal, The War.
Look at how good this cover is.
The Imperishable is very, very angry. His lands have been defiled. He feels like he owns everything. And
This isn't even like that great, but
into the sort of border
the cover looks like a cover should in a codex or a battle
also
tome.
inhabited by
What is the AOS cover
dwarves.
team doing?
You've got sort of dispossessed barons.
They'll
and
make
nobles
sure it's
from both
1
empires
foot
taken.
guy in the
So
middle
they're
of a
forced to
empty
rally in defense of
void.
a full-scale invasion
Get out of here.
of the undead.
Make a mural.
There are rules for sort of allied forces, playing smaller games.
They have different artists team than AOS. Well, I would say the art director, like the person telling people what to do. This cover needs to have this on it. That's the thing I complain about.
Yeah. It's great to get
The artists they hire are capable of drawing awesome covers. I've seen their art stations.
And see what I mean about
Capable of great work. They're just told to make boring stuff for some reason.
It really just screams the imagery that we saw before. I love it. There's another Arcane Journal coming, which is equally exciting. Just happens at the other side, quite literally, of the region in the Old World, known as the Old World. This is Dawn of the Storm Dragon, and it features a bold strategic move made by Miao Ying.
First Gloomspite cover was sick. First edition cover is dumpster modern covers, which is crazy because it wasn't that long ago.
Which is happening in the north, and is concerned that it's going to gain too much traction. So loads ships full of Grand Cathayan soldiers and sails to the Empire, sets up an enclave, and helps to try and stymie this chaos.
10 years, 10 years, 10 years.
A cool story, and B, there's a...
Look, Age of Sigmar isn't 10 years old until 2026. Because Age of Sigmar didn't fully even release until it got points with the first GHB. That's my copium. Been 9 years.
Sort of, great example of the really sort of bold and exciting things that the studio team responsible for the Old World are doing. They clearly love the setting. They want to explore it in really rich and vibrant.
Cathay waifus. I like the
absolutely. So we should
mouth protection, the neck protection there.
And see if Simon's got any.
Have them back on your baseline and deploy them elsewhere.
Grand.
Is Valkia in the game, and does she have the demon keyword? Yeah.
On, the Old World, but we will go to the mortal realms instead. There's some exciting things for us to talk about here. And let's start with a new battle tome for Death.
See, this is what I'm talking about these covers. Like whoever's in charge of telling them what to draw,
like foul and abominable.
Stop it.
This
is a perfect example.
Unfortunately, have delusions, quite literally, of being
it's
noble
drawn very well. The artist is good.
And the truth couldn't be sort of further from that.
Yeah, they absolutely.
You're just telling them to do something lame.
King on perhaps a grand crusade of some sort, or part of a pageant, or a noble feast of some sort, but are in fact horrible, degenerate cannibals, as you say. The new battle tome has all the stuff that you would expect. Lots of new ways to use your army, new magic.
It should be the centerpiece.
Enhancements.
You make a centerpiece to sell the army, so why don't you put art of the centerpiece on the cover of the book you're trying to sell? I don't know.
Which is the High Falconer Felgrin. So
okay, this shit looks terrible. Never mind.
Under an illusion. His particular delusion is that he is a falconer in charge of.
I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 9. That's the best I can do.
He is in charge of a swarm of rabid, a bat that comes with him, which is basically a token that
Damn, I don't like
something
it.
in the game, where he sends one of his falcons off to spy an enemy unit, and that can give you bonuses in games.
Look at this two-dimensional ass
kind of
bird,
spy, the eyes and ears
cookie cutter.
And if he direct it to an enemy unit, it can give your squires.
Is this bat just throwing up?
Against the enemy unit, you can do things like take away their ward save and get better.
He's a bat handler, not like a falconer, I guess.
And a very characterful model.
And you can use this to bulk out your existing Flesh-Eater Courts army.
Use this to bulk out.
Hard-hitting, infantry-focused spearhead. It's got models that you'll be very familiar with.
Yeah, it's still got the old
this game,
Crypt Ghouls.
Spearhead is really fun. The Nighthaunt, here we have Death Battle Tome Nighthaunt. They're a very popular.
Looks cool, but again, it's sort of just floating in a void. It's in a void of color.
In the second edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and they've really.
It looks like one of those alternative magic cards.
As sort of beloved.
Where it's just
this
like a
book is,
profile with
like,
a
ram-packed with
random
the
color
lore,
background.
that explains them all, as well as all
Looks
of the
cool,
sort
like
of
the art's
lore
good.
information that you would need.
I just want it to be
I was
part of a
talking to an
scene.
avid Nighthaunt player about
Bad
this,
use of
yesterday,
color.
who was super excited because he's sort of in the know enough.
Rend works has changed a little bit, so generally their normal saves are
Yeah,
a
I
little
like
bit worse,
Bladegeist
but you can
Revenants.
now bolster them with things like all-out defense.
Coming out with this release, which is the Lord Vitriolic. This is a
Oh,
very
this guy's cool.
disturbing creature. In life, it was something like a poisoner.
I don't
or
know
a
about this
maker of,
Snake oil
like,
merchant of
yeah,
some
fake
sorts.
potions
Marshmallow
who deceived
goop
people and
here,
sort
the
of,
foam.
let them down or led them to ruin.
But it,
And
I mean, it looks
Nagash
like a
has claimed
mid-boss
his
from
soul
Elden
because
Ring.
he sort of malpractices evil deeds and has
I like him. I think I like him.
reformed him into this horrific Lord Vitriolic.
You're gonna have to snip that
jointed arms on top of his
foam off,
spine.
though.
He's, horrible, but really fun. In the
Nice
game.
face too,
So
yeah.
he's got some very fun rules. So basically, you can see his rack of potions on his back there. And the way that that manifests in games is you can create specialist potions and throw them at enemy units.
You
You've
can
got two
largely
options on how
fix
you do that.
smoke
You
with
can
a paint
either just
job. You're right.
Chuck a bunch of random potions at the enemy and roll some random things to see what happens to them. or
The
you
burglar,
can
things with
concoct
a
a very
5,
specific
Nighthaunt.
potion
Why is the
that
cover
is
just a guy? Show the rest of the
and
200
effects of
models
those
you're
can
gonna have
range
to
from
play
things
with.
like
Yeah,
doing harm to the
exactly.
enemy unit, taking away some of their advantages, all the way through to things like stripping ward saves from enemy units.
Yeah,
So
that one looks.
Maybe
it's
the
a really
maybe it is
good
a
little
paint error.
problem-solving unit, so you can go right.
Cursed Shackle Horde.
Cursed
just
Shackle
all the
Horde.
ghosts all the time, right? An absolutely brilliant box loaded with.
He's a cotton candy
everything you want
machine.
to either kickstart an army, reinforce an army, or play games of Spearhead.
I think this isn't
it's
isn't
very
bad.
cool.
I don't know
And
if the
obviously
ladies
a
are
great way
used,
to
but
start a
the
new
other
battle.
ones are the
Yeah,
two horsey
absolutely.
men.
Those things were cool.
They're cool.
But there's a lot of people here who have been holding onto their hats really patiently, hoping that we maybe, show them something they've never ever seen before.
Holding on to my hats.
Cool.
Why don't we start with this?
Huge. Very chorfy. Look at how big it is. He's got cannon arms.
What? An
Damn, that ended really
incredible
quick.
reveal. Eddie, I know you're super excited.
I am very excited. This might be my new Age of Sigmar army. These are the Hellsmiths of Hashut. These are effectively the reincarnation of the Chaos Dwarf concept.
The
in Warhammer
Hellsmiths
Age
of
Sigmar. An
Hashish.
entirely redesigned and brand new army.
Mortal Realms, the Duardin.
Yeah, why are they here?
They survived in their holds, or they took to the skies, or whatever. But
Not these guys.
But not
these
so
guys.
the Zardron, the Chaos Duardin, who would become known as the Hellsmiths of Hashut. They instead turned to Hashut, an ancient and terrible Duardin deity, who taught them the ways of hellsmithing.
Yeah.
So, and their whole culture is based around Hashut, the Bullfather, and we're going to see that sort of writ
The
large
Bull
across these
Pater.
into, the first thing that appears in this new army set. These
So,
are
yeah, it's
thermal
just the
cohort with
Warhammer
Hashut
Fantasy
spears.
lore.
Say that fast if you can. They are the core unit for the Hellsmiths of Hashut.
Look at this dude.
They are an elite combat unit straight off the bat. These are very dangerous Duardin indeed. And
Yeah,
the
they're
first
very
unit
elite.
is
Job,
very-
King.
Sunshine and Black things at tier 144.
That contains
And
imprisoned,
6
ground down
currency I'm not
reconstituted
familiar with from
demons.
incoming backup
Yeah,
on
that's how
YouTube.
they
No
roll. So the
hobs
So
to
the
steal
demon legions
jobs.
that invaded the various Duardin holds during the Age of Chaos. Some of them took over the holds, but where the Hellsmiths of Hashut dwelled, they instead trapped those demon legions and decided
I think
to
they look
weaponize
what-
them into a fuel.
I think
to
they look
power
what they're
their
supposed to
war
look like,
machines,
don't
their
you?
weapons, and their technology. So that green glow, as you say, is ground up demon
They're
juice that is
pretty-
powering the weapons of the Hellsmiths.
I won't say
This is so
unchanged,
cool.
but they're
Things to
pretty
talk about
close
within this
to
unit.
what Chaos
Obviously,
Dwarfs
you've got
were,
like a unit
you know?
champion, you see, you've got a musician.
They didn't
which
do
is
the
like a
OBR
combination
thing
of
where
a
it's just
bare-chested,
completely different,
Duardin
right?
And a hobgrot carrying a massive gong on its back, and obviously
They do look less
Standard-bearer.
racist.
It's
That's
a two
true,
point.
yeah.
That's like
Smaller noses,
internalism,
smaller
ballistic,
curls, you know,
different types
coming out of the helmets.
And so here you have them with Hashut-type blades, basically
A little
ways
less,
of killing people.
you know,
They have different
Rasputin
profiles within the game.
propaganda poster
Yeah,
looking,
both
but look,
very
that was
useful.
That wasn't the important part
spears
about them
generally are
anyway.
your slightly more defensive thing, so you get bonuses against the enemy that's charging you, against cavalry. The swords are the slightly more offensive option, where you get bonuses for fighting into enemy infantry and taking the fight to the enemy. But both effectively heavily armored elite infantry.
Yeah, absolutely so. And you can paint them in different colours. The studio team's done a lovely job. The banner in the middle just is a really interesting.
These are very like
Ardron culture, which is
I don't want to
this is
say
Ziggurat
it because
in
it's a
that banner, right, with the
it's a whole
bald
can of
moon
worms,
above.
but
They live in Ziggurat cities. And
they
each
are
one is
very
ruled
World of
by a
Warcraft,
war
aren't they?
despot.
The whole
As
thing.
if by magic, here is the war despot.
Oh, I thought you planned the whole thing.
All these
is
guys,
my
the
favourite
big
model
bull
within this,
thing.
It's a great
army set.
hat.
It might be
It's a
my,
great hat.
my
I
favourite
don't mean
of
it.
the Hell's
I don't mean it
Smiths.
as a slur.
It's just so good. Huge hat, great big spikes. He's carrying an enormous warglaive, which is glowing. See the runes at the top glowing with this sort of eldritch power. The war despots, they have to rule through a mixture of
Yeah, there really isn't a lot of chaos. I guess they
violence
have
and also
tusks,
just ensuring that everybody
some
around them
runes.
knows that they are the nastiest, toughest of all of the Hellsmiths. So they are dominant figures.
Yeah, like any Duardin, they couldn't demand the loyalty of their followers unless they were able to lead from the front, basically. So they're not cowardly, but they certainly are diabolical schemers, sort of thing. So they will lead their armies.
Yeah, it could
into
be
battle
Whiskey Limo.
proudly, but certainly not go for a fair
And
fight.
their whole reason for being as an entire culture is it's just like weaponized greed. They plunder and take from
Weaponized
the land and
greed.
they give nothing back.
That's
They don't
already
want to
KO, but
show
okay.
that they are like cruel in the extreme because that's how they survived the time of chaos.
Yeah, they don't see themselves as corrupted through that. That's an
No.
interesting
There's
kind of
there's no physical side effects at all to what they've gone through.
An interesting sub point. They see themselves as almost the paragons of purest order, right?
Yeah.
So they've taken the assault of chaos and they've ground it down and created like order from chaos. But in the mortal realms, they're paving over the natural order and putting up the monuments to Hashut and the great ziggurats that power their industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Also within this spearhead is just this incredible centerpiece model, the Dominator engine.
The
it's another kit that
Dominator
makes two
engine.
things. So here you can see the immolation cannons. This is a enormous metal creation.
Damn,
which is
that's the
animated
exact
and
model
powered
I was
by
hoping
this
Fire Slayers
demon
was gonna get.
energy roiling inside it. Have a look at the
Better
sort of
luck next
brazier in
time.
its belly. You can see the demonic
Double
eyes
macer.
peering out as like the demonic souls within a torch.
I love the flames on
give
these
it its
things.
power.
That kind of like green into purple fire is
Yeah.
such a beautiful sort of aesthetic. This is both an incredibly cool miniature, which I think I'm looking forward to see what painters do with this, because the heavy metal one is wonderful, but I think once this goes out into the wild and you've got
You're going to see incredible
yeah,
interpretation.
1,000 painters painting this, it's going to be
Am I
amazing.
wrong for
It's
wishing this was a
beautiful
destruction
non-metallic.
army?
In game, this thing is an absolute juggernaut, right? So it has a 2-up save.
Yes, I
armor
am,
save, which
because
in Age of Sigmar is almost unheard of.
It's just
it has
chaos,
loads of
right? So
wounds,
that's
it's
it.
really hard. The combat version can mulch entire units. The shooting version is what you want if you want to wade into the middle of an enemy army and just set the whole thing on fire. Like a lot of
Ooh,
the
that
stuff
sounds
in the
like short
Hellsmith
range to
army,
me, which
their
sounds
kind of
bad,
army
which sounds
mechanic,
like we want the
allows
melee
you
one.
to
But we'll
harness,
see.
A demon power on specific units.
Why
so
would you
can
curse
bolster
them
the
with
power.
bad rules?
But on these, it's particularly devastating.
Fantastic. And we're still.
Oh
not
yeah,
done.
it's because of the
Also
trio.
within the spearhead.
Also,
you'll
look,
find
they
this is the Tormentor
they
Bombard.
mimicked what is it Sumerian? I can't remember the.
If you cast your mind back, if you're old enough like me,
It's the
to
not really
world
hieroglyph,
was.
but it's the old
The Elves
language
were
where
renowned
when they
for
wrote it down, it looks like a
devastating
bunch of
artillery,
nails,
particularly that lobs
where it
as
has
far
like
as
a
the
triangle on one end and then
The
a
concept has been
slash
reimagined
down.
for the mortal realms with this,
Babylonian,
bombard,
or yeah,
raw
cuneiform.
demonic power hurled high
I
into
couldn't remember
air,
the name
taking
for some reason, but
massive damage on the enemy.
their markings
It's
remind me of that.
deadly in the game.
Yeah, this is the war machine you use.
More
It's
so on the other guy
being
than
advanced on by
these.
multiple
But
enemy units. So you can fire at a single enemy unit, and the units nearby also take damage. That's how devastating this is. Very long range. I think it shoots 30 inches, which again is very good in Age of Sigmar. I think the Hellsmiths of Hashut, between this and some of their other units, have claimed to being one of the
at
most
least
devastating
these
shooting
dwarves
armies.
have
Well,
women.
let's talk a bit more about that because I think we have the Death Shrieker rocket battery. Brilliant for just like blowing up.
Oh yeah,
the
there's one
enemies,
right
big,
there.
Impressive things, right?
Yeah, so this is a monster killer, right? So where your other war machine is the thing to take out blocks of enemy infantry and kind of massed formations, this
I
is
don't think this
they
shit
have
looks
one big
evil
monster
enough.
that I
Am
want
I
to be
crazy?
dead. You can fire this at them, and this with a fair, with a decent.
I think
roll,
this
will take
stuff is
out a monster
good.
in a
It's
single bullet.
bombastic.
Firing
Pretty good.
The
potentially
centerpiece is
demon energy imbued bolt the size of
like
2
crazy in a
Absolutely
very AOS way, you know.
It's grim.
and maybe the paint job is screwing with me, but it's very clean, symmetrical, tidy, not quite evil enough, maybe. I don't know.
It's the perfect.
I don't not like it.
For an all-new Hellsmith of Hashut army.
But that's not it.
But that's not it.
I bet it's the paint job.
Why don't we show you some more?
Big. It's fucking huge. Good, because we definitely needed a second half, yeah.
If the launch
there we
wasn't
go. Finally,
awesome
new
enough, they
ogres
followed
announced.
Shortly thereafter.
Offer basically of stuff, and
well, that's how you should fucking do it. It's an army. What do you mean? Of course, you should have a whole army. It's an army.
I remember being charged by these when I was like 13 or 14.
In their classic red with green bases back.
Well, now you can almost like have a whole army. Of course, that's how it should work.
Cavalry unit. They are basically the experts at riding down enemy forces and crushing them under their hooves. They hit very hard. They're well armored.
Yeah, we got dragon ogres,
sort of
kind of
manifestation of the power
bull
of
tars
in kind of form. The Duardin here have kind of warped.
They're okay. I don't like the centaur silhouette or idea, and so I'm just like an anti-centaur kind of person. I think they look dumb, but not because of anything else. It's just that centaur creatures look stupid to me. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't like them.
Yeah,
Anti-Centite.
Loads of really great lore in the new battle tome.
Oh, well-known anti-Centite
Heywoah.
Heywoah.
Gods of the Duardin, and Hashut was almost like one of them, right? He was like one of the pantheon, and he was given the realm of beasts, and he sort of felt that was almost like.
Hey, you know who would fit right in this army? Kragnos.
Harmonious with it.
Exactly.
Just trample it flat. So
just put him in, and you wouldn't be able to tell.
Beast power is in the form of trampling, in the form of kind of harnessing.
Hashut has the right to defend itself. It's true, it does.
Another sort of variation that this kit and counter-punching.
They're just big.
Consider how much of the force might be standing back and.
Did we ever find out why they did Kragnos? I don't know.
You also get like a little interesting.
Calicar, I think the Big Prime appreciate it on Twitch.
Sort of breathed into it through these.
Yeah, I love those miniatures. They might be my favorite in the.
Free Guy ran.
They key into that sort of classic imagery that we're used to from before, as does the next unit. He says seamlessly segueing in. We'll see. So here's some variations, but we have the Infernal Razors. Now, these have got blunderbusses. And if you
these guys have laser guns.
Up in the beard, you might remember Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses from yesteryear.
The absolute terror of Warhammer Fantasy 6th edition, I think.
Yeah, it was diabolical.
A little cartoony.
A very dangerous.
But this is kind of a cartoon army. It's like I said, it's looking kind of World of Warcraft cartoony, right?
There's no gunpowder.
Just a touch.
Which.
Flammenwerfers, yeah.
Increase the rend on the guns.
That's going to be OP.
Rend 3, doing multiple damage.
That's going to be too strong, and you're going to have to move the points up.
If the enemy is like charging your.
But it also sounds fun, and I wish everybody's rules were like that. So here we are.
Shooting against it, you can wipe out things
Skaven Dwarves. Finally, we have Skaven Dwarves.
They are very, very good.
Yeah. Now everything we've shown you really is quite elite and high value.
Get ready for the other end of the spectrum.
Exactly. Yeah. But what if you want some chaff to hurl under the
wheels
of the enemy, so to speak?
Army ruined. No.
Relationship between the Hellsmiths of Hashut.
Oh, look at the top of their heads.
Their ranks. Hobgrots are also really into doing awful things.
A bunch of homeless orcs. Here you go. Buy 6 boxes for your chaff.
Culture.
Oh no, the potatoes.
Forage for themselves. They get to join the army and whack stuff. They fill a really interesting niche in that they are fast.
Stop! Fucking stop!
They absolutely can. So the way these guys are going to fit into your army, most of your
people weren't buying enough Cruel Boys.
But relatively slow. So
we had so many extra sculpts lying around of potential Cruel Boys. Here you go.
So you can kind of push them forward early in the game. Amazing.
Yes, that is the definition of chaff. You are correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you will absolutely.
And here are your clan rats.
We've obviously seen Hobgrots before in the kind of Cruel Boys force, but these
and we hated them
armored
then.
and equipped by the Hellsmiths themselves, so they've got slightly better armor maybe than the ones. That
Universally hated Hobgrots from the other army.
Oh no, they don't get to play with any of the cool demon
But
stuff.
the people are wrong, so we just put them in a new army as well.
Join the faction. These are
Okay, this guy does be looking a little evil.
I suppose it's fair to say.
These are making,
you can see in this model, there's
look,
some
dragon heads maybe, or bull heads.
Wizard. He's got that demonic power sort of coming out of his hand. He's got his tome, looks like it's.
And we get Gul'dan.
I don't know what
Like
stone that is.
Obsidian Jade.
Yeah,
or something
exactly.
like that, isn't it?
With like Val
His name is Dual
His
Gan.
lectern is animated.
Yeah, the book.
Yeah,
The
they
book is
allow
on a
you their
walkie
kind of army
stand.
to work. In game terms, they do a particularly useful thing, as well as being a wizard, which is obviously great.
He's a
they can
Sray
heal
gear.
your war machines as well. So if you've got any of those big infernal engines, or you've got any of your cannons that have been damaged, they can kind of go over and put the power back into them.
Who thought purple and green
This
would
kit
work
has another
together?
option in it.
I don't know, the
It
color
also makes
wheel.
an Ashen Elder. We showed you the anointed centaurs, who are the ones who guard.
Oh, this
the
guy
holy
has the
sites.
gray
This is
waist.
the person doing the rituals.
Ashen
inside the
Eldar.
holy sites. And you can see that petrification has started to happen to his skin.
Oh, they even
older
kept the
Hellsmith
petrification.
gets,
Yeah, this is just
they
this is
start to
copied.
become
Control C,
like
Control V
stone
into
as they
AOS
crack.
for the
If they're
lore.
very powerful, if they have the right magics.
That are really fun about this.
The Xbox hammer.
If we go for hammer particularly, there's not a lot of.
There's
hammers
actually a rule in there
Hellsmiths,
that you can
one of the
overcharge
reasons
it, but
is
then it
that
red
hammers are
rings.
actually
It
seen
doesn't
as a
work
slightly
after that.
profane symbol to the Hellsmiths because
Player a Caradron over.
Oh, they hate this guy.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
pick on this guy. Then
Oh,
like,
Chaos Dwarf
right?
mages
Their
always
Caradons
turn
and
to
the Fire
stone in
Slayers
lore if they
really
use
do not
magic
get
too
on with
much.
the
Yes,
Hellsmiths.
that's
Like,
what I
There
mean.
is a lot. They've got beef. Basically,
Yeah,
with
absolutely
the-
so. There's also another character we should talk about. This is Urak Tar.
at that.
He's the first demon smith.
Damn,
back
I think it
in
looks
that
bad
ancient
even though it's
time
big.
When the Hellsmiths needed
Because
to,
it's supposed to
learn
look like a
survive,
bronze sculpture,
he
it
learned
means
the
it
secrets
looks
of this demon smithing from
low
Asher.
poly and
He is
simplistic
truly
with too many
ancient
angles
and
on it. I
abominably
don't like
powerful.
it.
You can see how that manifests his the petrification on the back, like deep.
The guy's
trenches
just
of,
kinda
like,
standing
rock
there.
starting to form out of his flesh, horns erupting from his skull.
Not
He's
for me.
mounted
It's just
on
not
an
for me.
Enormous infernal.
The idea is sick.
My brain's just gone blank. Infernal Taurus, just centerpiece written all over him. Incredible spot within the lore.
Infernal Taurus. There's a bunch of
Okay,
options
maybe
on
it
this
is
kit
the
as well, which is
paint
amazing.
scheme
So
because I like this one
actually
better.
can't wait to see what painters do with this kit particularly because
Yeah,
it is
absolutely.
just
Yeah,
asking
it's
for a
the-
beautiful colour scheme.
it's
You
the
can
paint job.
Imagine this in like beautiful.
Into the Warhammer Underworld.
What just got revealed? You
Welcome
just joined.
to Spitewood. This is an expansion for Warhammer Underworld.
Spitewood.
It's the scene is.
Isn't Warcry
essentially you're
dead?
In
Yeah.
the Spitewood, you have a Hellsmiths of Hashut warband fighting against the Kenothi. So it really is industry versus nature.
Yeah, there's a strong rivalry in the Mortal Realms between
Industry
the
versus nature,
Hellsmiths,
that's
who are
easy.
all about, like, as we say,
I
trampling
pick
nature underfoot,
humanity.
and the Sylvaneth, who are all about protecting nature, and the Kenothi are a particularly kind of warlike aspect of that, following the kind of absent hunter god Kurnoth. So they will defend the wild places of the Mortal Realms.
Yeah, so here you can see the two warbands. So this is an expansion, as we say, for Emberguard. And you have,
G. Longus, thanks to the Big Prime for 2 months.
Hellsmiths. You have the
Hello
Kenothi.
there.
The Blood of the Bull is the Hellsmiths unit. Bottom left-hand corner, you have a war
This guy's
despot.
playing his gun like a guitar.
Army advancing into the Spitewood has suffered a strategic reversal, so she's regrouped with her sort of remaining warriors, her inner circle, and she's waiting on reinforcements before she can raise the place to the ground. So she finds herself contesting it.
Pernothi versus Chorfs on the bingo card. Make sure to
You've
check
got
the
some great
back,
archetypes in
page
the mix
2.
there as well. I particularly like the Hobgrot.
He deserves a call out, doesn't he?
He does, because if you've been playing Warhammer for a very long time, you may remember hobgoblins from Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and there was a unit called Throat Cutters, I think it was,
think
or
so,
Throat
yeah.
Slitters. He is basically a homage to those.
It's
as
really
well, which
lovely.
is really lovely to see.
Yeah, they've got.
He is a
their
homage
rules
to that.
reflect that sort of plunder.
Hey, some
tinker
things
you
should
want
stay in the
to make
past,
the
buddy.
landscape just for the joy of it, sort of mentality.
He looks
the other warband
stupid.
in this set is, he says, well, there we go. They're better, so they're better at defending their own
So
objectives.
it's quite an interesting warband then, because
It
they're
was
quite
a
fast warband,
Hobor
and usually
Bling
you expect that to be quite
disliker.
aggressive,
Yeah.
But your bonuses are for
Yeah, they look
defensive.
dumb and they're
So
small.
redeploying, fighting in different areas in your own area, and just
I love these miniatures.
Simple
I think.
as.
We've seen Kenothi in Underworlds before, and this is a kind of expansion of that. But I think this is a phenomenally cool looking warband.
I looked at them too long, and I'm really disturbed by their gemstones glowing
You've
in
said
their
that you
belly
don't like the
buttons.
glowing
Yeah,
belly
it's
buttons.
Something about it, man.
No,
I
yeah,
dig it. I'm here for glowing
he's
belly
right. That
buttons.
is hideous.
So there we go.
That is hideous.
awesome stuff also for Warhammer Underworlds. What an awesome set of releases for Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
And 10 years of Warhammer.
That's a
Sigmar
really
as
fair
well.
point. Yeah. 10 years ago this month, we saw the arrival of the Mortal Realms, the birth of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. We're going to be sort of showing over the coming year a whole bunch of interesting things to do with the Mortal Realms. So if you enjoy Warhammer Age of Sigmar, you're in for a good time.
Oh,
It's taken the Hellsmiths a long time to get here, hasn't it?
Yeah, it
but
was
then they
worth the
are
wait.
only movement 4. So...
Raph has respectably reminded us that there is in fact 5 more things to
Oh,
talk
there's
about.
more. Look at this.
And we're already getting the move along sign. There are 4 more boxes coming for Warhammer Underworlds. Each
4
box
more
contains 4
boxes.
warbands. Each box also synergizes with a particular faction. So this is the Order one, the Seekers in Shadow, and it contains 4 warbands.
This guy looks sweet.
From the Order faction, Grand Alliance, I should say. This is the Death one.
dude, the death one looks sick.
These are the Reavers of Ruin, the Chaos warbands, and we've saved my favourite to last because I'm allowed to.
Hey,
the
it's
Gits and Goliaths, the
it's
Destruction
him.
warbands.
Roughgorn, some
anybody
guy,
who plays
man
Warhammer
trapper.
Underworld
There he is.
Each
Ogres
Warhammer
exist,
Underworld
kind
band is
of.
lovely, right, they're just characterful.
It's
they
him.
go
Hold
into
up,
part
I'm
of the
switching.
Mortal Realm setting.
There
and
he
you get
is,
4 in a box.
dude.
It's
There
just-
I am.
It's delightful. To play with them,
His
you will need
rules
to
are
pick up
fucking
this, which is the
terrible.
Warbands of Spitewood contains all the cards and everything that you want. So whether you fancy playing with them in Warhammer Underworlds, seamlessly integrating them with their War Scroll cards into
Hell yeah.
Warhammer
We got it. We got
Just
representation.
happens
Didn't
to be
think we
one of
would.
the
All right, we're back.
experiences. There's 16 opportunities in 4 boxes.
There are, every one of those boxes is all killer, no filler. There are some beautiful miniatures. in there,
Sardaukar
including
black
the
belt.
crafty Iron
Big,
Knight.
Perfect.
hefty.
Yeah, so I think we armor that we've seen in the Saturnine box.
Yeah, there's loads of great new options in this book, particularly.
Yo, look at
allowing you
these
to do
fucking
more stuff
dudes.
with your
These guys
Saturnine
look so
miniatures.
sick to me.
So there are different.
I
basically
love
things
these
that you can do
guys.
to your Saturnine
They look
miniatures
so
using
cool.
Other kits, mixing kits together to create new units. So this is a really great example. This is a Saturnine command squad, and what you've got here is a unit that's taken bits from the command squad.
Certified
sprues,
big. And I love
also
the
some spare
pole
bits
as
from
well.
Someone who's built a Saturnine.
This whole
trade
shit
sword
is
with
sick, and
axe.
his
You get the
a-
hammer
his
spare. You can now give it to
Sledgehammer here is
in
appropriately
your Saturnine
big.
command squad and basically make them into a champion. The other option,
Dude,
that you can
yeah,
have
Saturn
inside
is where
you
it's
can
at.
Make one of your Saturnine Terminators into a Saturnine Centurion.
Like, look at this
That's
shit.
the Thousand
That's
Suns guy
cool.
on the far left there. Saturnine Centurion means that you could now have like 2 teams.
Like, I
of
look at
Saturnine
stuff like
commanders
this and I'm
you
like,
have in
man,
your army.
40K, are you even
Effectively unlocks
trying?
the
You should
ability
just
to
put
have
that
an
in your
entire
game.
Saturnine
You know?
styled army. If
Just
you
put
wanted
these
to.
in
One of the
40K
topics
and
is,
let people play with
alongside
them.
this, General Tactica is the way the legions embraced Saturnine armor.
They
Obviously,
came
if
back,
you use it at all,
or
allows you to
they
use it
rediscovered
to
it. Who
some
gives a
extent,
shit?
slightly sensitive, that really plays into the hand.
Looks
of
great.
Thousand Suns love it. It's my favorite.
But there's all sorts of things. It's not just the Thousand Suns that sort of get the rub in this. So there'll be lots to enjoy. And we'll
His
tell you more about
head
it as we
is
Yeah,
so
there's some really interesting stuff
small.
about how the different legions have sort of
Perfect.
embraced it. So the Thousand Suns have sort of used it as intended to some extent and kind of put all of their psychic pilots inside them.
The word
the word bearers immediately crammed it full of demons just to see what would happen. But all of the legions, to some extent, have recognized the lethality of Saturnine technology and find a place for it in their legions.
Perfect.
Yeah, I know. Maybe you're
We're
right.
still
Like,
not
regular
quite
40K
done
Space
in
Marines
this
keep
sort of
looking more
area of
like
the
Call of
timeline.
Duty.
I am
And
super
30K is
excited
where
to
the
be able to
Warhammer
say on
lives.
behalf of the
Like,
Black
don't
Library that there
don't
is
remove the
a
Warhammer
new
from it. You know, I don't know.
Mega
I'm a
series on the way.
outsider
This is
though
the
because I don't play
Scouring.
40K.
This is
So
book 1 called Ashes of the Imperium, and this kicks off a multi-book, multi-author mega folds. More on that on Warhammer Community as we have
Yeah.
it.
fan art on official pictures of Doran always gave him mutton
awesome.
chops and a
I
mustache, and it
really
fit the
am
character
super
so
excited
well
for
that
it.
it's unspoken canon
We're
now.
not
Okay.
done yet.
We're not
We
even,
promised
we're not even close.
We
We're not even
promised
close.
that we would return to the grim darkness of the Dark Millennium, and we do now with 5 new Space Marine heroes for 5 of the first
5
founding
new
chapters.
heroes.
Right, this is Vulcan Heston. So this is a model returning that has previously
I mean, he
been in
looks
metal
cool.
and resin and is now in plastic. Vulcan Heston is a famed hero of the Salamanders chapter.
Charlton
And
Heston?
His particular mission is to scour the galaxy looking for the relics left by his Primarch, the namesake Vulcan. He wears some of those relics himself.
Actually looks
he's
cooler
equipped
with the helmet off
artificers
this
who do
time.
armor. He is carrying a handheld heavy flamer and a blade of Vulcan that crackles with magma fire and is able to slice through enemy warriors. He's also walking through flames, just in case.
Is this the
you weren't
40k
sure he was-
equivalent
he
of
was
the
as cool
foot
as he can
hero that
be.
no one
He's
asked
just,
for,
walking through the
that
fire as
AOS
well.
is cursed with?
He is probably the most iconic Salamander's
I
character.
mean,
that
what you
we've
have to
seen
say
on
every
the board
time is,
now.
well, at
It's
least it
great to
looks
see him,
cool.
in plastic.
But it
He has
certainly
a
isn't
couple
what
of
I
head
wanted.
options. You can have helmeted or unhelmeted. And
Health and safety first.
both of them look very, very cool indeed. He is only one of the 5 new Space Marine
Yeah,
characters on the
next
way.
up we have a very iconic and well-known hero returning in a new incarnation. Darnath Lysander, first captain of the first company, I probably should say.
He's
the
old.
Imperial Fists chapter. He's been remade in the sort of new Terminator armor style that we saw for the first time.
Mr.
The
Hammer
same
Fist.
scale as the ones
Yeah, absolutely.
in the recent 140,000.
And he is a substantial man in that armor. He has an enormous storm shield. He's carrying
He
that
is
incredible
a
looking
substantial man.
It's up there, isn't
it's
it?
right up
It's up
there,
there.
yeah. I think
He has
Lion might
the
argue,
Warhammer.
But we're talking top 3, right? Yeah, everything you'd expect from this iconic hero of the Imperial Fists chapter.
Nice to see a helmeted option in there.
Yeah, absolutely. They're taking the.
If you don't want to paint a face, and sometimes you just want to get him on the battlefield nice and fast. You can-
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't yellow, I don't know. I might find it easy to paint the flesh, to be honest. He is not the only. There are 5 of them altogether. So next up, we have Canok Var, a new character for the Iron Hands chapter.
Oh.
This is the captain of the Averni.
Not every day you see an
The equivalent
Oni
to,
club.
captain of the first company.
Yeah.
Little
Again, a
Tetsubo
Terminator in the same
action.
Scale as the recent new Terminator kit.
Despite
Some
his
really lovely little
excellent
features
choice
in the
in
Iron
weapon
Hands
that is
lore.
not
We've got
oft
lots of,
utilized, I
nods
don't like the
towards
look of
his,
this guy. I gotta
technological
say.
know-how and their kind of alliance with the
Cool weapon,
Yeah, he's got sort of servo skulls attacked by data.
Pretty
terrorists,
rare,
sort of
uncommon
look
weapon.
at the one on the bottom right
but I do not
corner.
like
He looks
him.
like he's projecting a fortress of redemption.
Yeah, he's got like a little holograph
Yeah.
of perhaps a building that they're planning to besiege. Or
And I
something.
think my favourite thing on this model is actually the power maul, which is shaped after a Tetsubo, not a weapon you're used to seeing. And
He has
it
a
just really works. It's
Kanabo.
nice, sort of straightforward, practical, extremely brutal.
He's who cares, perfect for Iron
Next
Hands.
up,
Oh no.
I think for many people this will be the sort of
This one's cool, guys.
the model which
Canok
inspires your imagination.
Var.
The Raven Guard have
I
a new chapter master.
Absolutely love this guy.
Look
So
at this
the new
guy.
chapter master of the Raven Guard. You might be saying, Eddie, they already have a chapter master. What happened to Shrike? Shrike,
Dude, his
has led
face
the
looks
Raven
like
Guard for some years,
Bucky
but
from
actually his place
fucking
is
Captain
better
America.
in the shadows as the captain of stealth assaults, and he has left Etheon Shan.
This is
to
the most
lead the Raven Guard
12-year-old
as their
boy-coded
their commander,
miniature
and the
I've seen in
miniature is
40k in a
absolutely
long time.
Phenomenal. We very recently had Logan Grimnar.
It's perfect.
released, I think only this last weekend.
Lee
And this
stupid.
continues
In a
the
good
tradition
way.
of having just an absolutely phenomenally cool
Like, this is
looking
hella lame and stupid.
He's redolent in
but
sort of the imagery of
perfect.
the Raven
It's
Guard,
great.
Chapter that you'd expect to see.
This is a
Those
10 out of 10.
symbols that
It's
sort of come
dumb.
from him with the
I
sort of
love it.
secret runic script of deliverance. He's got feathers and fetishes.
those
It's not a
balls.
phase
Got 3 head
emperor.
options. Aethon Shan is a really just tremendous centerpiece model, and I think the Raven Guard fans out there are
Yeah,
gonna be
nothing
delighted
personnel,
by,
kid.
what he presents. And there's one
As
more.
I swoop down.
Saboden Khan. He is the first captain of the White Scars chapter, so he leads its first company on this just.
Are these
mighty
tank
looking,
treads?
grab
Is this
bike.
thing moving sideways
He's
like
got
a crab?
A Gatling cannon mounted into the front. He's just the perfect embodiment of that White Scars hero huntsman archetype.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. There's all sorts of beautiful Chigorian details on him there. You can see the kind of pattern.
I don't
on
know
the
if I
front
like
of the jet
this
bike is
bike.
Very reminiscent of some of their Heresy era designs on their dreadnoughts and things like
Hover
that.
bike.
We've got the model with us.
Got a
so we'll
minigun.
Have a kind of look at it, but there's some beautiful detail on the back. He's got kind of Chigorian shields and sheaths and decapitated enemy heads and stuff like that. It is just the most White Scars looking thing you've ever seen. It fits beautifully in an army if you've got lots of outriders
Okay.
and fast moving stuff. It's been
He's
quite a long wait
driving
for the White
like
Scars
an
to have a
like
character
a
like
outdoor
Heritage.
freezer you'd put in your garage.
Really beautiful.
It looks better
How do
than
I
the
get my hands
bikes.
on these?
You're
say
right.
There's some questions to answer there. There's a series of combat.
Like,
patrols
these
coming
bikes
out
look
this
hella
year. I'll
stupid.
explain the one piece of nuance
Just
to this.
really
Spoden
dumb.
Khan is
So
in
he
the
looks
White
cooler
Scars
than that,
combat patrol.
for
You see
sure.
Here, it's 3 outrider bikes.
All right. Now that I've seen what their
Cicero
bikes
Squad,
look like, now I
Transport,
like the jet
and
bike
Spoden Khan.
because it doesn't look
He will
like
be available
those.
separately, not that long after the release of this combat patrol. He's the only one of these new heroes that comes inside a combat patrol. The others are
Yeah.
available separately.
I wasn't
Here are the
sure if I
combat
liked him
controls
at
that come out with
first,
them.
but now I've seen his
So, you have an
contemporaries and I
Imperial
like
Fist
him
combat
now.
control, just full of heavily armored Imperial Fist troops. You've got Terminators and a command group, and it just looks wonderful. Next up, Iron Hands, heavy intercessors, heavy weapons, everything you might expect from these tough, durable
Iron
warriors of
Hands.
the Iron Hands chapter. The Raven Guard, a bit more
Fast and Phobos.
yeah, fast.
way to
That's
do it.
good. I like that.
That looks dumb.
Yeah, they're going to get in amongst it much faster. Imagine Aethon Shan leading
The
those.
Matrix
It'll be
3 looking ass
tremendous. But what if
robot
you just want to carry all the
with
flames
a dude
all
in
the
it.
time.
Yeah.
This
Every model in this entire
vehicle's
combat control has
the
something that makes
NPC
it
Either a
vehicle.
melter gun or a flame.
What is
thrower in
this
some way,
thing?
shape, or form.
I think there's some assault.
Looks like you can
intercessors
carry it
in
around in a
my
succase and it
Oh,
unfurls
right.
into a
But
dune
you know
buggy.
what? That is a lot.
That
of
shit
flamer
looks
and
stupid.
smelter, and I think you can excuse us.
A lot of these guys are
Transfers in those
pointing.
kits as well. Adam, I know you were a very big fan of that when we were looking through.
hit
kits.
on my like secret nerd part of Warhammer. I get really excited by transfer sheets.
None of those things come with the new
guy.
guy. You got to buy those separately.
Each of these will come with its own transfer sheet, which means that you can apply all the details of the helmet
Mario
and everything.
Kart character.
There's loads of cool extras on those. Case in point, the Imperial Fist one has some
Yeah,
decals
secret
of the
nerd part.
Crimson
You
Fists.
work for
So
Games
if you were,
Workshop.
a fan of the Crimson Fists success.
We are all watching a Games Workshop
we'll show you
live
those ahead of time, so
preview.
you can sort of plan your purchases.
Your
Your
words
purchasing
have no
experiences
power
as we
here.
get closer to these.
Yeah,
Shall we have a look at the models?
Yeah, I've got some of the miniatures right here. We've got some kind of classic stuff, so you can see the scale of them.
Cool.
And we've also got
Dude,
some
Yellow
of the new
Fist guy
miniatures.
is
So if we
fucking
start off,
big.
over here with
Oh,
the
there we go.
Raven Guard side. I brought along a assault,
Regular
assault intercessor sergeant. It's not a small model by any stretch of the imagination, but you sort of get a sense of how big the new chapter
Yeah,
master
these
of the
four
Raven
models
Guard
here
is on.
pay for
Big
everything they
base,
do in
it's
Age of
quite an
Sigmar for the next
intimidating,
3 years.
Character is certainly going to be the largest of your infantry models. Probably
Old World
standing
for
not
11.
far off the height of a Redemptor Dreadnought at the top of his base there.
Yeah, what's interesting is you may have a tactical rock to sort of raise him up a little, but Darneth Lysander is such a brute that he's not that much shorter than either of the two models you just mentioned. He really is very dominating. And then Sabodin Khan next to an Outrider. First of all, check out the sort of similarities between the stylings, the sort of the shape of the bike, very sort of reminiscent of the things that you see on the Outrider. But if
Yeah,
you
I don't
spin
like the
around-
normal bike. I like this guy's bike a
There
lot
are
better.
So
on the
many
back.
lovely details on this. I really like the shield.
Oh,
There's
this
some
looks
sheaths,
better,
there's some
yeah.
extra
Okay.
weapons. There's,
I think I like the
as
White
well as
Scars
having
man.
Loads of lovely detail. There's also loads.
I
Of
had to
space
think
if you want
about
to
it
do
for a
some,
while and see
like,
the other
Chagorian
bikes first, but
freehand
I
or
think
something
I've
like that.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think that's going to.
I think I've rolled
be
around to
up
liking
there
it.
with the golden demons and things, so that people choose
It's
the
yeah,
models.
it's exciting to see what
It's
people
really
do
nice.
with it. So there we are, Space Marine. Characters.
Surely that's all the Space Marine we have time for.
So you say that, but there is a little bit more Space Marine on the way.
Yeah.
This one's really
Surely.
exciting to me because I got to help a little bit on the team that have brought this to life. I am over the moon to present the first ever officially licensed wearable Space Marine helmet. This is the Lieutenant Titus Mark 10 helmet made by Joytoy. If you've not heard of Joytoy, where have you been hiding?
I think
Joytoy
I have heard of
usually watch
Joytoy, but
figures,
it's on a
the
different
licensed
website.
workshop. They do Warhammer
Why did
40,000
they
ones,
name
and they
their
do Warhammer
company
80,000
that?
ones, and they do Warhammer the Horus Heresy ones.
That's false
Now they have
advertising.
this incredible helmet. It's
Hello? MasterCard, Visa? Can you ban this company?
Inside, it's got an adjustable sort of headband, so you can change it to fit your head. What that means is that unless you've got the teeniest, tiniest of heads, like
Yeah, the helmet
child
stays
or a
on.
drop,
Sorry,
you
babe,
should
the
be able to
helmet
fit.
stays
I
on.
have the most preposterous
Pulling your socks
like,
way up.
potato head
I
imaginable.
think I'm going to say what everyone is thinking, which is just put it on. Adam.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see what it
will.
looks like.
But before I do, so
Put it
this is
on
the
and say
prototype
loads
that
when you
we've
put it
been,
on.
Sort of working with them on. And before I do, I'm going to flip a switch because we're under very bright studio lights. But inside, can you see the illuminated a little bit?
No.
There's some really great pictures
Not at
that
all.
you'll be able to see
But
later.
you're under
But
studio lights.
I feel like a Space Marine already. This is
I
just
feel like I'm
the
standing
best.
next to a Space Marine. It's
He's
I mean,
surprisingly
it's never
audible.
felt so good to feel like Lieutenant Titus. So the lenses inside illuminate. You can buy it with this lovely display stand as well. This is the Mark 10 helmet stand. It looks like something straight out of a battle barge or a Fortress Monastery cell where a Space Marine might put his war gear when he's finished on campaign. It's your choice whether you want to get the helmet separately or with that, but I've had this in my office for quite a while and it looks really cool.
Okay.
When can you get your hands on it, I guess is the question.
When can I get my hands on it, Adam?
I'm glad you asked. The answer is, when this preview show is done, the pre-orders begin. So you will be able to go to warhammermerch.com.
I think the real question is, how much is it going to
pre-order
cost?
So, yeah, I'm just over the moon to see this.
All right,
in the flesh,
scalpers
in the
ready.
world. Very, very excited.
Cosplayers ready, and they're off.
We're still not done with Warhammer 40,000.
I know.
we need to go
I know we're still not
Kill
done with
Team
Warhammer 40,000. There's more.
The Kill Team.
Oh, Kel Team. $200 maybe? To me, 200 is like, that sounds like the minimum.
So, an amazing new box for Kill Team, a new expansion, 2 brand new Kill Teams, a new Kill Zone, some incredible miniatures.
Kill Team,
Let's
Kill
take a
Zone.
look. This is Kill Team Tomb World, and you get absolutely loads in this box.
It's just bursting with cool
This
stuff, right?
might be
A pizza
the best
pizzone.
Kill Team box we've released. It's
bold
way up
claim,
there.
and I
isn't it?
struggle
It's
to
up
argue.
there. It's up there. There's some beautiful stuff in here. I mean, if we talk about the battlefield,
Kind of looks like the
first, you've
Dwarf
got some
Fortress.
absolutely
Wait, not Dwarf
amazing,
Fortress. What's the...
Necron scenery in a little
that you
bit
can create
like
your own
Dark
dungeon
Sigmar
thing?
you saw
Yeah, absolutely.
a
I
little
don't
while
know,
back,
they
and
go to
certainly
Gen
allows
Con
you to
every
play
year.
games in that same sort of style. Doesn't replace it necessarily, but allows you to play that kind of close confines, up close battles.
Doesn't replace it
Really thematic.
necessarily.
You've got the kind of
Parenthetical,
undead
replaces it.
Necron crypts as the warriors wake from their eons long
Yeah,
slumber.
Dwarven Forge,
But
that's the
kill
one.
teams themselves are probably where the real excitement is. So if we start off with the Deathwatch Kill Team, this is the return of the original Kill Team. The name Kill Team itself comes from the concept of Deathwatch. And
Okay.
they have come out with an amazing new range of miniatures. There are 10 of these guys in the box.
I don't know,
You can
I
build them
shrug.
in a whole range of different ways, and there are some lovely features. Adam, have you got any favourites from the
I mean,
mix there?
for me, I'm all about the big firepower, right? So, sort of bottom right, you have a Flesh Terrier holding a frag cannon, because that's the best way to greet the Xenos, right? Yeah, you can't really go wrong. I called him out as a Flesh Terrier because I happen to know he is. One of the things that's really striking about this set is that there's loads of different heraldic devices
Yeah,
available.
some quite obscure chapters as well.
Yeah, I mean, so Flesh Terriers are perhaps not obscure, but they're not necessarily what you might expect. For example, top center, that's a member of the Wolf Spears, which is one of the few successors to the Space
These
Wolf
Space
chapter.
Marines extra hate aliens?
Got an Ultramarine
Okay.
on the right-hand side. The crossed swords on the one bottom left, I think, is probably making him a Guardian of the
I
Covenant.
think you might
But,
be right. You might be right.
And as a Dark Angels collector, that's quite exciting.
We had a fun game earlier on where we tried to guess all the different chapters.
Yeah.
A red scorpion in there as well. You can't quite make him out, but
There's 5 more that you can see here. So if you see any that are
Yeah, I don't know,
a chapter that you're interested in,
I
shout them
sleep.
out in the chat. I think the top middle guy is
I
getting
sleep.
attention because there's a lot of fans for those guys. Loads of
Resident
options,
sleeper.
loads of different specializations for your kill team to be built with.
I will point out that
They
this
really
guy
want the
here
certification of pick the
looks
right weapon for the job.
way
Sorry.
stupider
And
than
when you
his
play Kill
friends.
Team, the way that this, well, any Kill Team works is that you have a roster of different warriors.
Like, looks
and then
way
you can
worse.
choose the ones you want before your game starts. You get 10 models in this box to make your Kill Team. You've got loads of different options, and then you choose before each game. Your Kill Team in game will be 5 of those warriors, and you can pick any 5 you want.
I mean, check it out with the underslung grenade.
The deep lores that they come from different chapters. Okay.
It's great to see a mix of Gravis and Phobos and
Yeah,
Tacticus
absolutely.
as well. So that's
They were
going to
squat this faction a year ago, and they shut up.
Type, but he's even more upgunned than you might expect a normal heavy intercessor to be, which have already got quite big guns. In game terms, the Deathwatch have got all sorts of specialist Xenos killing kit, but one of their things is effectively in each turning point you can choose one of them to use a special piece of ammunition, and you can basically pick a special rule for that gun to have, so it can be blast or precision or extra AP or something like that. So that a kind of quite long-standing concept of them having the ammunition to do exactly the job you need them to do makes its way
The
into Kill Team,
ammunition.
as well as them just being pretty good all-round Space Marines, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
right.
But they're not the only thing in the kit, although you might excuse our enthusiasm for thinking so.
Cool.
There's also the Canoptic Circle.
This guy's
These
cool.
are the Necron guardians of this tomb complex. Essentially, their job
Not the
has
biggest
been
fan of
to
this
oversee
stuff,
the reanimation
or the tiny
protocols of
bugs
all of
with the funny
Necrons you
face.
see in these alcoves. We'll show you some more.
This
of the
guy's
training in a
cool.
bit. And so these are the sentinels that are ready to now sort of attack the interlopers.
Yeah, and they were just going about their business, waking up all the Necrons, and all of a sudden this very rude kill team of Deathwatch burst into their crypt and decided to start wrecking up the place. So they've had to mobilize against them. It is a very powerful kill team. This is the Canoptek Circle. It is led by a Geomancer, which is a type of Cryptek. That's the model you can see there. She is the leader of the warband, and she definitely kind of is the core of the force, right? So
and she's big and powerful.
She's
right?
big and powerful. Yeah, she alone can take on
She's
a
big.
Space Marine, but the other troops in her force need her to kind of be at the center to kind of coordinate the efforts. You've got a few different other models in the mix there as well. As the Geomancer, you have
Why the long face?
Remind me of the names of these.
The larger thing on the left-hand side with the guns on the top is the Tomb Crawler.
Yep.
Then sort of the right hand, and there's another one sort of central to the right-hand side. Then the smaller things,
Okay.
They are your reanimators or your warriors. So normally, day to day, they'd just be pooling around, making sure everything's safe and well. They'd be reanimating some Necrons, but when the Deathwatch come knocking
Day to day, chilling by the pool,
action.
Yeah,
stirring
Crawlers have
lemonade,
got some
resurrecting
formidable
some
weaponry, right? So they're
chips.
up against the Deathwatch kill team. So the guns on those can take out a Space Marine if they get a good solid round of firepower. They are one of the. You've got your kind of central character which does all the kind of utility stuff. Then you've got two really.
You get
good
one
solid
solitary
gun
warrior,
and then you've got the rest
one
of the
guy.
force which whizzes around and does the objective taking stuff. So it's a really flexible little kill team. Also worth pointing out that the box has a bunch of Necron warriors.
Yep.
Why does it have a bunch of Necron warriors, you might ask? They're not in the kill team. Well, one of the other things that you get inside this box is
Oh, he's just an
rules
example. I get
for
you get a bunch of
playing
them.
Basically, co-op missions where you both play as Deathwatch and you're up against hordes, undying hordes of Necron warriors. As they
joint operations is super.
The show
fun,
doesn't feel like the 10th
and,
anniversary of Age of
the
Sigmar
chance
to you.
do
It's
this
not.
as a Deathwatch kill team, sort of stalking around a Necron.
Age of Sigmar is just part of stuff they're doing. I don't think there's really a celebration
And
that they're
great other way
doing
of playing
for
the
it.
game.
I'm going to totally jump on it. Have a look around. This
It's Chorf
board
Day.
and see
We got a
some
new
of the
army. That's
alcos,
big.
Those reanimating Necrons and stuff.
And there's,
Why is my
weird
camera in
portals
black and
clips
white?
and all sorts of stuff,
Replete
yeah.
with cool
Saves,
imagery. There's fallen masonry, you can imagine
it saves
being
bits.
asleep for so long that,
There's
Simon
less
and
delay on the
Simon
internet
fall down,
for my picture to
plus,
get to
and
you.
Or maybe the wolf spear hitting everything with his hammer. This is this is going to be just peak Warhammer adventures.
Anyway, good question.
I love it.
And of course, both of these kill teams will be usable in Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
There'll be a way to use your Deathwatch in that game as well, and your new Necrons. And of course, there is a new book, a new dossier that comes with this, which has all the rules you need to play these in your games of kill teams.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of them in the flesh. It comes in a box. There you go. Let's have a look at some of these in the flesh. In particular, it'd be good to get the Geomancer in because that gives a sense of the scale.
The
My
Geomancer.
favourite with the Frank cannon, but when you put the Geomancer in here, square it off. There we go.
Oh yeah, they have to face each other as if they're
There's some,
fighting.
like,
Yeah.
narrative around the events here, which is quite.
Let's
cool.
get ready for some Tekken.
So we learned that the Geomancer was, in fact, a lady. If you haven't already tweeted yet, this is a raptor. This guy.
If you haven't already
get a
tweeted
nice
yet,
mix
use
of
the
scale,
Warhammer
from,
hashtag
obviously,
hashtag
Geomancer
big
and
lady.
the reanimators on the
I don't think
sides.
anyone else is using
Loads
that
of
one.
stuff to feast on. This is going to be a very exciting time for Kill Team. I think the Deathwatch are very popular with lots of fans, and they're so iconic within the concept of Kill Team.
I think wouldn't be an exaggeration to say the most requested kill team, since the concept of kill team was sort of re-emerged into the consciousness.
Absolutely. Right. I think we've done it.
I think we've done it.
We're around the 90-minute mark. I did say it would be a long one.
Hey, well,
but
who's your
we've
favorite
shown
Tekken
you
character?
all of our Warhammer previews. We should go to question corner. That was a good prompt. Well done. Simon, there's probably a question.
Oh, maybe
or three,
Mitsu.
right?
There's quite a few. Yeah. Do you want some rapid fire ones to get you going?
Hit us until we
So
can.
bad guy.
Okay, let's go.
That's a
so
different
start off, Old
IP.
World. Are the new Tomb King minis resin or plastic?
They are plastic.
Multi-part plastic kits. Definitely said it.
Let's go with
Oh, yeah,
the
King
Kill
is
Team Toon World.
cool,
Is
too.
the new Necron terrain
Yeah.
similar in dimension
King,
to the Gallodark?
Yoshimitsu,
It's similar. I don't think it's exactly the same.
Heihachi,
Yeah, Gallodark would be a good reference.
all the fucking like
so we've got,
kangaroos and farm animals
farm
and
animals, well, the new
really
warbands or any
stupid
of the new
looking
released
robots and
warbands,
anime laser
rules.
demons. All that shit's fucking stupid.
Use all of them in Age of Sigmar, can't you? I don't want to.
But I'm not like a big Tekken fan necessarily anyway, so it's just not for me.
As a face of non-committal.
One thing that is worth saying is that quite a lot of the new battle.
Oh, I should have said Noctis. I missed an opportunity. What was my favorite Tekken character? Noctis. I should have said that. That would have been a good name.
I think that's a more comprehensive answer,
That's
Eddie.
probably
Clive.
the places you'll find them going forwards.
Yeah, that's fair. The Hellspawn.
Okumer.
Going into Warcraft, we said that already. We have
Yes,
said that.
yeah.
Well done us.
So
been a long night.
the Adepts Astartes ones we've just seen. Does Subadin Khan have a helmeted option?
He does have a helmeted option.
Very cool.
Although I think
Safety first.
any adherence to health and safety would be an absolute abomination when you're riding free in the wind.
You
like the
might
White
be
Scars.
riding in a vacuum, at
No,
which point
no,
you're probably
just
allowed.
hold your breath.
Just.
Get on with it. Yeah.
Okay,
they've got
cool.
reinforced
There you go.
skulls. I'm sure they'll be fine.
I don't like their
So where
Q&A.
can we expect to see the lore and rules for the shiny new characters?
That is a great question.
good question.
So,
That is a good
the
question.
rules will be
You could have
available
thought of that
online.
question.
So some of the rules, if the character is being
Like you
released
yourself,
or
you
in
could have thought of
Yeah,
when is it going to
basically,
release, right?
Yeah,
Because that's
or
just a
lightsaber
graphic you
already
put
there.
up.
The other rules will
You
be
didn't need to
available.
ask the
And
audience
I'm really glad you asked about the
for
lore,
a
because I
question
know a
and then
thing,
comb through them and pick
Bill
the
Kelly
one
from Warhammer 40K
that asks
and,
when is it
Naughty,
releasing.
Came and had a chat with me.
You didn't need to do that.
Full background for each of these characters and narrative stories, which we'll be hosting on Warhammer.
Does it have a helmet option? Please God, I can't
When that
paint and I
happens.
don't want to learn.
I'm super excited because I don't know anything about Aethon Shan and I want to learn his story.
Brian Fury's cool.
Awesome. So we've got two more quick ones.
I'm in.
again.
I'm with
So,
you there.
the
Brian
War
Fury's
Heritage
cool.
Dominus
Yoshi's cool.
Are some of the Wargate options that are currently no longer available to certain units ever going to be revisited?
Craig,
So that's a
Chad,
good question. So we
Chad
do know
Duke.
that there will be more things released in plastic across the course of this edition. With some of those plastic kits, you may see war gear options returning that have previously been available. You might also see some war gear options that have never existed before
Negan.
added to those units. So hopefully that
From The Walking Dead.
One last one was on the Scouring. How many books can we expect to see in the series?
At least one, because it's got the number 1 on the side of it. I don't want to steal the thunder of any future.
How many books are we expecting? At least one, because it says one.
What they have told us, and it was
Thank
one
you.
of the best conversations of my professional life ever, to sit down with the editing team from Black Library as they sort of poured the Scouring lore into my open brain, was this is a multi-book, multi-author series, and so you're going to be
Multi-book
following
series.
for some years
At
to
least
come.
one.
Grand.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Well, there's bazillions more questions that I couldn't possibly get to. Either.
We'll answer some of the Brazilians' questions then.
But yeah, thanks.
That's great. What remains, I guess, at this point in the juncture is, first of all, to thank all of you for tuning in and spending 90 minutes of brilliant Warhammer fun with us. I've really enjoyed myself.
I had a great time.
That's
yeah.
all the time we have.
There's some general housekeeping to do. If you've missed anything in this and you want to know,
Yeah, I missed the
more,
Ogre refresh.
Go to warhammercommunity.com.
Maybe next
Read
time.
the articles that are there on the website. There's pictures. There's more information than Eddie and I would have remembered to tell you. And you can watch the videos back as well. If you are looking for more Warhammer excitement right now in your life, we're going to throw back to Tacoma, where there's Warhammer 40,000.
We're going to put you in a coma.
I believe right now is what we're going back to. So you can hang around here, especially on the Twitch channel. I believe that is true. What else is there to say? The helmet. Go and find it on warhammermerch.com.
No gores.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Brilliant. Right. Thank you, Simon, for asking questions. Thanks to the crew here who've made it all work. Eddie, it's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
We can't wait to see you again next time. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Hey, all right. There was a lot of stuff in there that was good. The Votan stuff looked super cool. It's CHORFS. Okay. Could have been worse. Yeah, if you like wide, that was a good preview for you. Warcry technically mentioned. The 30k stuff looked cool as always that they showed on the screen. I don't think it's new, but they showed it on the screen. Hey, we'll play Votan. We will buy you into 40k. We'll see about it. Depends on how hard of financial times I run into. Although it's not looking good, so maybe it's time soon. I'll do a Eat Fresh sponsorship and start looking in the 40k armies. No roadmap, yeah. Sabubi, eat freef. Curious about what they do for FEC, given the recent books have been okay-ish at updating their rules. CHORFS obviously designed for Old World. I don't think they were, though, Biz. I think they were designed a little cartoony, a little World of Warcraft, a little cartoony, not designed for Old World from the look anyway. Like, if you look at Tomb Kings, they're made to look old and to fit with the old stuff, seemingly. I don't think these guys really were. Yeah, they're fitting in. Any Mass Effect enjoyers? $40K Army of Choice is just all Saturnine armor. Yeah, can you do that? Is that something you can do? Anyway, I got 300 people watching right now. So thanks for being along for the watch-along ride. It's time to pick someone to give all of my viewers as I go offline to pass it forward. And so I'm going to click through and look for somebody to deposit a bunch of viewers for fun and profit. Oh no. Okay, it's going to have nothing to do with anything, but it'll be funny. All right. Following. Once again, thank you very much for showing up this fine evening. I'll see you Saturday for Going Over Battletomes stream. All right. Thanks for the subs and the bits and the primes. Please enjoy all your chorfy business. Everything else. Here, have a Menhera psycho girl streamer. Please enjoy.